Hey, what's going on? This is Peter from Beer Today, Beer Tomorrow.
Up, man.
This motherfucker's talking shit. We ain't starting over. We just rolling with this shit.
My
the goons,
God.
Do it right.
the goons are in full effect right now. I'm here with Perry and El Otro Pedro. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Well, we've been drinking all day. I'm pretty sure.
Tell us about it. Where were you at?
I was at Spite and Dival for their 15th anniversary,
Very
which
nice.
was awesome. I mean, you can't beat an old school Brooklyn dive that has turned into one of the best Belgian bars in the city. So, just saying.
Absolutely. And Pete, how you doing?
Fucking great. Been working all day. Smell like food, but I'm about to start drinking.
I'm down with that. And I was actually hitting up the Interborough second anniversary before I came over here. Lots of good stuff. We'll get into that later. We got a lot of beers from Interborough. But we're back at Image Gallery in Bushwick, Brooklyn, for what should be a great night of celebration, specifically celebrating the life and times of Tupac Shakur and dozens of artists across all platforms and disciplines. It really should be a dope time. I don't know if everyone knows, but Lassane Parish Crooks was born on June 16, 1971 in East Harlem. The following year, he was renamed after Jose Gabriel Tupac Amaru, known as Tupac Amaru II, the 18th century leader of a large Andean uprising against the Spanish in Peru, where its quelling resulted in his untimely death. Pac's parents, Afeni Shakur, born Alice Faye Williams in North Carolina, and Billy Garland were active members of the Black Panther Party in the late 60s and early 70s. Pac was born a month after his mother was acquitted of more than 150 charges of conspiracy against the United States government and New York landmarks in the infamous New York Panther 21 trial. In '86, he and his family moved to Baltimore, and he started rapping under the name MC New York. In '88, he and his family moved to Cali, and he didn't make his initial breakthrough until around 1991, when he debuted in Digital Underground's Same Song from the soundtrack of the 1991 film Nothing But Trouble, directed by Dan Aykroyd, shout out to the Ghostbusters, and also appeared with the group in the film. In '91, Pac released his debut solo album, Tupacalypse Now, on Interscope, and although the album sales at the time of release weren't significant, the album is widely praised and known for influencing many other top artists like Nas and Eminem, to name a few. So the rest is basically history. I mean, we could really do an entire series on the life and times of Tupac, from his time at death row and how that changed the landscape of hip-hop, to surviving being shot and robbed in quad recording studios in New York City, to numerous run-ins with the law, including his dubious incarceration in 1995, to the legendary East Coast and West Coast beef, shout out to Biggie, we are in Brooklyn after all right now, to his promising acting career and his untimely death in 1996, which to this day still remains an unsolved crime shrouded in mystery and conspiracy.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it is. What's up with the LAPD? Pac amassed over 75 million estimated global album sales, and all 5 albums released after his death were certified platinum. But today, we're here at the Image Gallery at 1501 in Bushwick, Brooklyn, celebrating Tupac's life and really tapping into who he was as an artist and a poet, and uniting hip-hop and art, which so often goes hand in hand. I'm glad to be here with the Goons, and of course, the BTBT Goons always roll deep with beer. Shout out to Interborough, again, celebrating their second anniversary. We've got beers that they just released today, September 15th, and we're going to be drinking them throughout the show. We got the Mad Fat Fluid second anniversary, the Bushberg Pills, and much, much more. So I'm ready to do this. How are you motherfuckers doing today? Are you guys ready for this?
Definitely ready.
Always. I was fucking born ready, bro. You know this.
That's how the fuck we do. So beer today, beer tomorrow. We're about to bring on some special guests, some Tupac-themed art. We got some hip-hop blasting in the background, and we're gonna get into some things today. We're gonna ask some hard-hitting questions. We're gonna put people to task, and of course, we're gonna ask everyone's Triple G Canelo predictions. So
Triple G all day.
Triple G.
Fuck Mexico,
what do you think,
build
Perry?
a wall. Let's
I'm
do
going
this.
to follow you guys because I don't follow that.
Build the wall. Build the wall. No, I don't like Canelo because of the fake catch weight bullshit, the Canelo weight, and he did the whole. Abel Sanchez, Triple G's trainer, was calling him Canelo Triple C, Canelo con carne, because he was eating the tainted Mexican beef. He didn't know about it, which is bullshit. Interestingly enough, a lot of boxing experts are picking Canelo. I don't agree with that shit at all.
Because it's fucking rigged again. That's why.
Well, I think that Triple G knows that. I think Triple G needs to go for the knockout. I think if it's close and it goes to the cards, they're going to screw him again like they did in the first fight. I think Canelo's got excellent footwork. He's not. He says he's gonna trade and he's gonna throw.
No, he's not.
That's not gonna happen. He's gonna run all night.
Run like Mayweather.
He's gonna run like Mayweather, and I think Triple G needs to do a better job of cutting off the ring. I think Triple G needs to just. He threw a lot of jabs last time. He needs to work off the jab and put together combinations, work the body. Most importantly, start earlier, and of course, again, he needs to cut off the ring at a much more efficient pace. But I got Triple G. Perry, you got Triple G?
Sure.
That's what I like to hear. So we're about to bring on some artists for you here again. We're an Image Gallery. We are in Brooklyn. We out here. We're in Bushwick. And we're going to bring some guests on for y'all. So stay tuned.
It's going to get ugly.
Yeah. What's going on? Beard today, beard tomorrow. Back at it. We have two very, very, very special guests, organizers of this event today. Please introduce yourselves.
I am Linda Chung.
I'm Dave Harper.
And Linda, Dave, we're very happy to have you on. This is actually the second time we've been at one of your events. We weren't able to catch you guys the first time because it was so busy and popping, but glad we could catch you guys today. So tell us, I mean, what's the inspiration behind today's event?
Well, honestly, I'm following her lead. She's an artist by nature. She's a dope artist, multimedia. I do videography, and she had this vision of bringing artists from everywhere together and call it Art and Hustle. And the name just resonates, and she told it to me. She kept telling it to me, and I'm like, all right, what do you want to do? Let's go. And she said, well, I just want to do fucking art. I want to do fucking art and be dope and bring other people in and let them, give them a platform so that way they can showcase their talent and everybody just be happy doing fucking art and being dope.
There you go.
Now we're doing art, being dope, and drinking everything under the sun and
everything.
And that's
having fun.
That's I mean, the art is amazing enough, but the alcohol, I mean, that's always a plus.
Makes it much better, right?
Always.
Alcohol
Much,
makes everything
much
better.
better, much
I just
better.
want to say thank you guys for coming to like our events, and we really appreciate you guys like sponsoring it and having this like area where you can like promote us and like talk about what we're doing. I mean, like a quick little background about why I started this. Like a couple of years ago, like my mom had passed away, and I went through a divorce, and like that honestly changed everything for me. Seeing her like pass away and seeing her die changed everything. Well, you know what? I don't want to die. I don't want to die unhappy. I want to follow my dreams, and what my dreams always have been is to just do art. So like obviously everybody needs to have a 9 to 5. So my 9 to 5 is I'm a fashion designer, but I'm doing art for somebody else. I'm doing art for the consumer. I'm doing art for everybody else. What's gonna sell? You know, like I don't really care what the fuck sells. I just want to do what shit that I like.
Right.
You know, so that's what it started. I'm just gonna do art for what I love. And I started just doing it, and it was like therapeutic. It was like a therapy session for me. And then when I started accumulating like a large amount of it, I was like, okay, now I'm ready to show it. And to show your art is a big deal. Like, to put your art out there, for someone to criticize and say, you know what, that's a piece of shit. But you have to be willing to like put it out there and be okay.
You gotta be able to take it.
You gotta take
Yeah,
it,
you gotta be
know?
vulnerable.
So it was really, you have to put your heart out there, you might be vulnerable. And I had to get to that place where I was like, you know what? I did it for me, and I'm okay with it. So if you like it, that's great. If you don't like it, I'm okay with it too.
Right.
So to be able to put my name out there, because I always was thinking of businesses. What's my business name? But you know what? My friend was like, no, like it's either gonna be like Nija or it could just be Linda L. Chung. I'm just gonna be me. It's just gonna be Linda L. Chung. And then Art and Hustle is a platform that I started like accumulating all of this talent that I started meeting at these art shows. And I'm like, all these people are fucking dope. You know what? I'm gonna curate some art shows and just start collecting all these people and just helping them have an area to show their art. And there's like no criteria. You love your art, you want to show it, great, come on in. You know, there's no like stigma of it. There's no like, oh, let me see your art. Let me see like what's good and let me like figure it out. No. You like it? You're welcome. You'll come in.
It's just like a platform for artists to just get their shine on and just get some exposure.
A contemporary art platform, because when people hear art, they think of the stiff, bright art galleries with one picture here and one picture there.
Right.
Then they just say, I don't want to go see no art. That's for rich people. Like, yo, no, it's not. Like when she told me, yo, come do the art show and shoot some video, I'm like, art? I don't want to do no fucking art. I don't want to shoot no art. But then she was like, just come, just do it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I showed up and I seen what she did. I'm like, oh shit, this is fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like an art party. It's not just like just stuffy, like stuck-up people. We're gonna have music. We're gonna have body painting. We'll have like tattoo artists. We'll have alcohol. You know.
Right, and maybe partially selfishly, but what I really like about what you guys are doing, it's like art across all disciplines. Like you were saying, you got artists doing canvas, you got people doing clothes, you got people like at previous events who are just like creating like arts and crafts type stuff. You got podcasts here,
Right.
Like it's literally art across all
Promotion
the
for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody can promote themselves.
Everything is art, man.
Yeah.
Right.
If you
Show
put
us what
anything
your
out there, it's
passion
art.
is, you know.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I'm a big hip hop head. You know, Pete's a big hip hop head. Perry's from Pittsburgh.
By the way, I got
We
that same
some, it's
T-shirt.
just not as hot. What are you
I
gonna
got
do?
the same
Thundercats,
T-shirt.
motherfucker. Thundercats.
Yeah, I got the same T-shirt.
Love
yeah,
Thundercats.
It's one of
Love
my
it.
favorite T-shirts.
Love it. So now, why Tupac? Like, I want to hear your reasoning. Obviously, so many awesome
Besides
reasons.
the fact that he was the man.
I mean, Pac was he's a legend. What made you guys finally say, okay, we're gonna do a theme event around Tupac?
Well, honestly, you guys didn't make it to the Biggie show, did you?
No,
Yeah,
we
did
didn't.
the Biggie show,
Oh,
and that was such a success.
Feel
That-
like you
wait,
can't- you
let me
can't just do
backtrack, let me
Biggie, you have to
backtrack.
do Tupac.
She
Yeah.
does amazing hip hop collage art. That's like right over there. That's
Yes,
her piece.
I've seen that before.
Yeah,
I've seen it
and
before.
She's had a couple of other ones that are amazing. And I said, you do really good hip hop shit. I said, we need to do hip hop themed shows. That's a beautiful niche, and hip hop is so vast now that for it to fail would be a fucking clusterfuck.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's a niche that I don't think a lot of people are tapping into the right way with art parties.
Older school hip hop and art, it goes hand in hand. Like I don't
Absolutely.
know about hip hop today.
No,
but
it's not hip hop no
No,
more.
It's not hip hop.
It's not even
No,
hip hop
not
no
hip
more,
hop.
man. That's something
not.
else.
54,
It-
90s hip hop.
That's something.
That's what we're
It's
trying to
trap
promote.
mumble,
It's like
but they want to
Right.
categorize it
Right.
all under one
Yeah,
umbrella.
right.
But like Nori was saying one time, he said, why does hip hop get everything thrown under one umbrella where rock has alternative rock,
Right.
classic rock, and all those other things? We need to do the same things for hip hop.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So
Because hip hop changes. It just
Absolutely.
evolves. I mean, for better or for worse. I mean, me, you know, maybe I'm an old head. I mean, there's some guys that I can get with today. There's some. A lot of these dudes, like the music coming out with like little pump, little like I can't fuck with it. I just
right,
It's like
me too.
mumble rap.
Yo,
Right,
Yeah,
that's all it
it's
is.
like bullshit.
if
mumble
I can't
rap.
understand it, I can't feel it.
Right. Right.
Like I have a formula with music because I produce music also.
Nice.
And my formula is you got to make people feel you before you can make them follow you.
Right.
And if they can't understand, how the fuck are they gonna follow you?
There's
What's
no
the message
premise.
that they're following?
There's no premise to the shit they're putting out now.
No.
It's all the same bullshit over and over. I mean, if me and him got some auto-tune equipment, we just fucking be out there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
All you gotta do is get really
Repeat-
fucked up.
Repeat the shit.
Right. You just gotta find like some shit that's in your like parents'
Yeah.
like medicine cabinet and eat it and then
Right.
make a song about it.
Wait 20 minutes and go in.
Right. That's it. Molly Percocet.
Yeah.
Molly Percocet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's fucking.
That's
That's art these
Just use
days.
the same beat they used last week.
Right.
So we want
Right.
to go back to where it started and celebrate what kind of real hip hop art we grew up. You know,
Yeah.
like
Right.
we love Biggie, we love
Yeah.
Tupac, we love Mary J, Missy Elliott. Like that shit is like what we love. So we
Right.
gotta celebrate it. You know.
Yeah, because we getting older, and hip hop is always getting older.
Right.
But the music is there to stay forever.
Right.
So we have to pretty much, what's the word I'm looking for?
We gotta be assertive because hip hop's changing, but I feel like it's changing not for the better.
Exactly.
Right.
You look at it's like late 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Hip hop was fucking dope, and now, I mean, you got guys in tight pants and fucking.
I can't fuck with it.
It's just
Like you see guys and girls.
Sorry,
walk-
I can't
you
take
see
it seriously
you-
when you're wearing tight pants.
right.
It
Right.
doesn't-
You
It
see a
doesn't
guy
work
and a
for
girl
me. It
holding
doesn't
hands
work
down the
for me.
street, and they both got on tight pants. It's
Right.
like, yo, what the fuck?
And you don't know who the guy or who the girl
Right.
is. Right. Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
but to answer your question, we came up with the Tupac thing because we did the Biggie one, so it was only right we did
Yeah,
Tupac
we can't
and
just do
celebrate
Biggie
Tupac
without
because he's a
doing
fucking
Tupac.
magnificent
They go hand in
artist.
hand.
Pac's a legend.
He was ahead of his time. He did so much in such a short period of time. You have to.
And what's
fucking have
crazy?
to.
What's crazy about Pac? Like he wasn't just a rapper. I mean, this guy. He was a poet.
He was a revolutionary.
He was a
Yeah.
revolutionary.
Yeah.
He was
I mean,
amazing.
Way ahead
And
of his
honestly,
time.
he's still alive.
he might be.
He is.
He might
he's
be.
Either, he's
He
either
might
in
be.
Cuba or he's in Africa. Like, if you start
I mean, look,
listening to all that shit,
his parents are Black Panthers, and then he
Yeah.
grew up.
Right.
He was into Shakespeare. I'm like,
Yeah.
this dude was way
He
ahead
had
of his
layers.
time.
he's got a lot of
Like
of
Biggie said, if you ask 10 people who Tupac is, you get 10 different answers because he had that many layers.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
And you know, like we
And
were
but you know
talking
what?
about it.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, go
but
ahead, go ahead.
Tupac is a teacher because he taught everybody, yo, dig deeper into yourself, find your fucking layers.
Right?
Well, the other
'Cause
thing about
don't be
Tupac
simple.
is that he was never a gangster. He was never in any of that shit. He got arrested when all of that shit when he made his first album. So he never got in trouble, never got arrested.
He was a
went to a
clean,
good,
like,
clean
normal
kid. Went
kid.
to high school, did into like one of those like Shakespeare and all that shit.
Yeah.
He never had a record. Never was in a gangster. None of that bullshit until he made his record. Until they realized like, oh, you got this background with like Black Panthers, all this stuff.
Well,
oh, you're now we're
yeah.
gonna watch
They
you.
caught
labeled
him.
it.
They
They
caught him
labeled
for
it.
some dubious shit,
For
like
no
that
reason.
whole.
all of that.
Like there was some shit where like he was jaywalking and the cops just fucking beat him
Yeah.
up, and he tried to sue them, and then
Yeah,
he sued for like 10 million. He only got like 43 grand.
yeah.
And then there was another time where it was the rape case, which
Yeah.
I'm not in it, but from what I read, that was bullshit.
That was all bullshit.
I
That
don't
was
think
all
Pac.
bullshit.
I don't think
Listen,
Pac
if you're
did
Tupac,
nothing like
you
that.
don't, any woman's gonna want to fuck him. So listen, he
Yeah.
doesn't
Right.
need to rape
Yeah.
anybody.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Right.
he's Tupac, and
Right.
anyone's
I
gonna
mean,
wanna-
he got around. He made a song about it. How you gonna take pussy if you get around? Like, yo,
you get
I'm in
around.
town
Yes.
for one night.
Yeah.
Are you down?
Right.
Right.
That's all he gotta
You
say.
don't need
Those
him
are
to
words
rape
to live by,
anybody.
by the way.
That's
I'm
just
in town for
bullshit.
one night. I gotta
That's it.
take pussy,
That's it.
especially in New York.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I mean, he was just ahead of his time. I think
Yeah.
he really was ahead of
Exactly.
his time.
Yeah.
Listen, I hated him back in the day because of the whole beef. You know, I'm Biggie all the way, obviously.
Yeah, me too.
But you know, as you get older, you really start understanding shit a little bit more. And over time, like I'm not gonna say I like one more than the other. Everybody's
love
great.
both.
No, they
I
were
love
both great,
both.
and they were
But-
very different because Biggie was
Yeah.
more
Party.
He was more of a like, but he could tell a story.
He wanted to make you party.
He wanted to make you party, but he could also tell a story better than Pac.
Vividly.
Yep.
And I feel like Pac was just more like people throw around the term real and all this shit, but like Pac was just a genuine artist.
Yeah.
Genuine artist.
Yeah.
And they were both great. You can't really say who was better because they were both just amazing artists.
Yeah.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
I love the Tupac movie, and I always tell people I got a lot of Tupac in me. I got a big fucking mouth. I get in trouble for my mouth, man. Like, she'll tell you, I got a big fucking mouth. And, yo, when you watch the movie, first of all, the actor that played him was almost dead on look like him.
He looked a lot like him.
Right.
He did.
Yeah.
But Tupac was possessed by music. Music
Yeah.
in its purest form. So for him to put out that many albums and songs like the way he did, what's
Crazy.
the legend has it, he did about 10 songs a day or some shit like that.
He
Yeah.
put out 5 albums after his death.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
where is he?
Right. Exactly.
I don't know.
Wherever he's at, I want to party with him
You
just
guys,
once.
you hiding him in the back?
I'll say this though,
We're
because
just gonna keep doing these parties, so like he's gonna come up one day.
I hope
I'm
so.
telling you.
I hope so.
You guys need to be here when he pops up.
we
fucking
gotta
hope
be.
so.
So I'll say
Really.
this: even though the beef was between Death Row and Bad Boy, we've talked about this many times in the past, and I'll just say this because we're Queens kids. The hardest artist to go against Pac, it wasn't even Biggie. It was Mobb Deep. It was Drop a Gem on him.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the hardest
Yeah.
diss track
Yeah.
coming out of New York.
Yeah.
I
The
just
only
gotta
one
shout out-
that was significant.
that was
Yeah.
the only
When
one
it came back to
significant.
Tupac, it was like, yo,
Yo, Rikers Island flashbacks to the house you got scuffed it in. Oh man,
Yeah.
like I'm not. Let me not even go there. I'm not gonna- This
You know
is a
what?
Tupac event.
Can we request a
whoa,
song?
whoa, hold on.
Let me not go there. Let
We're
me
going
not
to do
go
a Queens rap theme show one day.
We need to do a Queen. Listen,
Yo,
listen.
We're going to do a Queens. We're going to do a
listen.
Queens rap hood art show.
You guys should, because the most platinum selling artists across all genres.
Queens.
It's mostly hip hop, but even if you look like further, the Ramones, it's the most hip hop. The most platinum selling artist out of the borough. Like Queens owns it.
Absolutely.
You got Mobb Deep, you got Nas, you got so Cool G
LL.
rap, LL Cool J.
Yeah.
I mean, you go on and on. The Ramones. I mean, you guys need to do that. Look right here. We're saying this shit right here.
Done.
You guys need to do a
BTBT
Queens
exclusive.
base. Yo, we will be major sponsors. Queens all day.
Nice.
We'll be here for it. We'll be here
Happy
for
to
it.
have you too, man.
Absolutely.
For real.
Thank you for having us, man. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
thank you
The
for
other
coming,
thing-
man.
The other thing I just want to point out with Art and Hustle is that I wanted to do art for a cause. So besides helping artists like have a platform, I wanted to donate part of the proceeds. So like we charge at the door, and part of the proceeds will always go to some sort of charity.
Right.
So I don't want to just do this just for money or whatever. Like I want to give back to charity.
So what's
every,
the,
Awesome.
what's the charity you guys are supporting
every
today?
event. So usually like this one we'll probably do like Hip Hop Foundation, which helps kids
Right.
do
Yeah.
like after school activities.
Okay.
You know? And then in November we might be doing Wu Lab. We're gonna do a Wu Tang
Nice.
theme show.
Wow.
That's
so
fucking
we got
dope.
a network in Paris. So if you follow him, it's Wu Tang.
Yeah.
Exhibit. Wu Tang exhibit. I'll
Wu
get
Lab
back to you.
exhibit.
Yeah, Wu Tang.
Wu Lab exhibit.
Wu Lab
Wu Lab
exhibit.
exhibit. Yeah, yeah.
And then in December we're gonna give back and do like Hope for the Holidays with my work. So we're gonna get a whole bunch of artists and donate pieces of art
Yeah.
for the cancer house. So the house, like, it's like people who are going through cancer and they stay at this facility for free, but there's no art on the wall. So they're staying there for like weeks, but there's no art, so it kind of looks really, really drab.
Right.
So when I was like volunteering there, like serving them food, I was like, hey, if by any chance, like, do you guys want some art for your walls? Like, I'll work with my artists. And so they were like completely down with it. So in December, if you guys are down, we're gonna do an event there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds dope.
That's really,
Yeah.
really cool. That's
Yeah.
really, really cool. So now, if people want to learn more about what you guys are doing, like what's the best places? Social media,
Follow us
website?
On Instagram is the best way. So
Yeah.
send us a message on Instagram, which is Art and Hustle, or follow us on Facebook, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're trying to get 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
So
There
we
you
can
go.
unlock a bunch of features. So follow us on it.
We definitely need those 1,000 followers for
There you go. There you go.
YouTube to get that customized URL, so that way it's easier
Well,
to find
you
us.
got 3 more right here.
We'll put together a video for you guys. We can throw
Nice,
it out
man.
there.
Perfect.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
And what she mentioned was the Hip Hop Foundation. It's a foundation I put together about 10 years ago. And what I did, I used to live in Brooklyn. I'm in Long Island now, but what I did was I put together a foundation that's based around kids in lower income communities. And when I was living in Brooklyn, right here, like 5 blocks over in Bed-Stuy,
Right.
I put together a flag football league for all the kids that can't afford Pop Warner.
Okay.
And we did flag football in the parks on Saturday mornings for 3 years.
Oh, nice.
I started with 10 kids. My third year, I had 80 kids.
Oh, shit.
So, now I'm in Long Island. I want to get stuff moving again. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get together probably for next spring or summer. I want to do a family kickball league.
Wow.
So
Nice.
Hip Hop Foundation, it stands for Highly Inspired People Holding Obvious Power, the Hip Hop Foundation. So that's something I put together that I always want to give back to the communities and take care of the little people, because little people become big people.
Yeah.
And if they're fucked up when they're little, they're fucked up as adults. And we don't need no more fucked up adults drinking liquor being more fucked up.
There's a lot of us here already, so
All day long, he's got gems.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, we appreciate you guys inviting us down here. I mean, BTBT. We love art. We love beer. We love excuses to get fucked up, and you guys actually have good excuses as to why we should get fucked up. So we appreciate you guys inviting us down here. And anything else that you guys want to let our audience know?
That's
Anything
it,
else
but
you want to
thank you very
promote?
much, you
Yes.
guys, for having us, and we
Yo,
appreciate
man, I'm
it.
just happy you guys are
come
here to
back
cover
every
this,
event we
man.
have.
Really appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah, whenever
Hey,
you
yo,
want us, man, we're
if you
there.
can come to every event, you're always welcome, man.
Listen, you guys got shots in hip hop. We're there. We're there.
Got
We're
you.
there. We're
Got
there.
you.
Throw some art
Got
on the
you,
walls.
man.
We're good.
All
There you-
right, man.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Appreciate you guys coming on. Respect what you guys are
Thank you
doing.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, Art and Hustle. Check them out. Art and Hustle all day. Cheers.
Art and hustle.
Art and Hustle.
Beer today, beer tomorrow. We have another very special guest here. We're excited to have him on the show. Sir, please introduce yourself.
What's up? Jason Perez here, residing here back in New York from Miami. We had an art gallery called Gallery 212 in Wynwood, and I'm representing a couple of very talented artists here for the Art and Hustle Art Tupac Art Show.
Very,
Nice.
very cool. So now, were you always based out of Miami, or were
No,
you?
I'm originally from New York, and
Yep.
I moved to Miami about 10 years ago. So I've been in Miami for 10 years.
Right.
And I recently came back. I've been back for like 3 months. I'm going back and forth. I got to go back for Art Basel.
Yeah.
And then most likely I'm going to come back and stay.
Very cool. So,
Awesome.
So where in New York were you
I'm
based
in
out of?
Long Island.
Okay.
Valley Stream, Long Island.
All right. No doubt.
We
No
were
doubt.
Born and raised in Elmhurst, Queens, and then
Yeah.
Valley Stream.
Shout out to
Queens
Queens.
all day, baby.
Queens all day.
I see your hat.
Yeah, bro. Queens all day. All day. All day.
So, Queens. I lived in Tampa for a while. I DJ'd out there. It was amazing. I also DJ as well. That's one of my passions is music.
What kind of music
House
really
music.
inspires you?
Nice.
Music
House.
and old school hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Okay.
talking
Old school
about.
hip hop. Like this kind of shit is really inspiring. Tupac is my man.
So then let's get into it. Then, like your artwork here is up on the wall. So what inspired you? Like, what was your process and your inspiration behind creating this?
Well, my father's an artist. His name is Michael Perez. We had a gallery in Wynwood for about 7 years, and we had to close. He recently had a stroke last year, and I took the knowledge of all the sales, like learning how he sold art, and took it as as a skill. And now I'm an art broker, so I broker other artists without any overhead. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? So I just get them in different areas, different spots, different venues, different galleries, do events with them. Like this guy right here, Sal Gayton's one of my good ones. Jason Skeldon's probably my top seller for sure, 100%. And I just linked up with these guys just randomly, and they wanted me to come help them out with the show, and here I am.
There you go.
Awesome.
See? So now, growing up, were you into the whole hip hop,
Yeah, of
scene,
course,
and
yeah.
talking about old school hip hop? So what side were you on? Were you on the death row, or were you on the bad boy side?
Yeah.
Yeah. What side? What side? We want to know. We ask those hard hitting questions here.
I'm East Coast, baby.
All day, baby.
There you
All
go.
day.
There you go.
What's
And-
your favorite Tupac song?
Hit him up.
Yeah.
there you go.
And we didn't even prep him for
We
that.
didn't
I
even
swear
prep
to
him for
God.
that. But I'll say this though, even though it was a Tupac Biggie beef, the artist that went the hardest at Tupac, Pete, you know who this was? Mobb Deep.
Oh, always.
Mobb Deep.
Always.
I also like
Mobb
Mind
Deep.
the Mind Made Up.
They-
Method Man, Red Man, yep.
That was
Yeah,
dope. Yeah, My Man
that
was
was a
dope.
great song.
That was a
Remember
really
the
good song.
Eminem diss for,
Yes, we were talking about
Oh,
this
we
earlier.
were talking about the Eminem
We knew
MGK
this was going to
shit.
happen. We knew this was going to
So
happen.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit.
I
Let's
heard
talk
that
about that
shit
shit a little
the
bit.
first time.
So listen. Look, MGK, I don't really like this dude that much, but his diss against Eminem, like, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to
I
it.
was
Like,
surprised.
that's not bad. I was like, yo, this is the
It
best
was adorable.
shit. It's adorable. Listen, it was the best shit he ever did. And I was like, this is all right.
I'm sure he didn't
This
write
is all
that
right.
shit, though.
Right. Or he worked on that for like the last 5 years of his life.
Eminem got him in like freaking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, Eminem, the kill shot, yo, he murdered this dude. R.I.P.
Yep.
MGK. R.I.P.
It was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
Insane.
Now he's going to go work at
The
Walmart.
first time I heard it was today on the way here.
But you
Yeah.
know what, though? I in a weird way, I respect MGK's hustle because he was like, yo, that diss wasn't shit, and we know he got destroyed. And his next post on social media was like, yo, I'm dropping an album September 21st. So he's trying to capitalize.
Right.
And I respect it. Yo, he was the only guy that Eminem dissed over a dozen people. He was the only guy that capitalized. So, yeah, I understand that. You know, it's a business. His diss was all right. I would say it's like a B grade diss,
Yeah.
you know? Wasn't bad. I mean, Eminem murdered him with Kill Shot. Murdered him. But
With minimal effort. I really think he didn't put a lot of work
no,
into that.
I don't think he gave it his all. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was like, sorry, buddy. Nice knowing you.
But yeah.
Okay, so back to it.
Yeah,
I know. So
we
back
knew
to
this,
the art.
We knew it was going to happen.
We knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. He
Well, we were glad it was one of the guests and not us. That's
yes.
for sure.
Yeah, we were going to veer off there, you know. All we can say is
Comeback of the year.
the guests made us do it. So it wasn't us
Yeah,
this time.
exactly.
It wasn't us. It wasn't us. It wasn't.
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
But I mean, no, just going back and we're talking about Eminem. Eminem is one of the many artists that said they were influenced by Tupac, especially the Tupacalypse Now album, his first album. Guys like we mentioned in the intro, like Eminem, Nas, and other guys, they were really introduced to, or influenced rather, into hip hop by Pac. And like Pac has just, I mean, the dude was just amazing. I mean, he wasn't just a rapper. I mean, he was a poet. He was an artist. I mean, he was just a guy who really
He was
just
a genius. He was so ahead of his time.
he was way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And,
Definitely.
it's great to be a part of an event like this that showcases Pac, that, shows love to Pac. We're here in Brooklyn, and I just, I like being here. I just hope that people that show up, they ain't about those Tupac remixes that came out like 5
Right.
years, 10
Hope
years
they
ago.
appreciate all
I hope
this.
they appreciate all his discography,
Yeah.
all the albums, even previous to his untimely passing. That's just my hope for the night. But going back to our guest here, so generally, when you're creating art, just outside of this specific event, what are your motivations? Like, what do you tap into?
Well, I used to when I was young, my father used to actually take me out and tag, and he used to like drive me around. I used to jump out of the car and tag this character.
Wow.
Like, that I used, yeah.
So your pops used to do tagging and all that?
Yeah, he used to drive me and him around. Me and
Get
Sal.
out of here.
Yeah,
That's
God,
awesome.
dude.
Holy
he used
shit.
to drive us around. We used to tag walls and shit. But I always drew this character that that I did for a while. Then I stopped drawing, and I got into the music and DJing. And then recently at the gallery, I did a giant, like a big piece with the character. I haven't done it forever. First time I touched a spray paint can in freaking ages.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it sold for $7,000. So I was
Get the fuck out of here.
Then I did another one, and that one sold as well. So I just
Holy
kept
shit.
going and going and going. Then my mind just fucking went off, dude.
Wow.
And in Wynwood, Miami, it's just so inspiring. All the art and graffiti.
Is that like a hot
Oh,
scene
yeah,
for art?
Yeah, absolutely. Wynwood is definitely a spot 150%.
Wow, that's a great story, dude.
Ah, man.
You hadn't drawn in how long?
What was that?
You hadn't drawn in what?
I was like 14. Yeah, 20 years.
Wow.
Holy
it was like
shit.
riding a bike, right?
Yeah,
Just get right back on, right?
I have like more of a wild style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I hear you. So now, if people want to learn more about what you're doing, they want to see more about
My Instagram feeds.
Instagram,
my music
whatever.
one is DJ Jason Perez.
Yeah.
My artist collective one, I'm building it up right now, is Jason Perez Art, and then my art one is JP1 Art.
JP.
Nice.
So, anything else that our audience should know about what you do, and why should they be out there checking for you?
I mean, check it and see for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
SoundCloud speaks for itself. DJ Jason Perez, the whole nine. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own thing. Check it out.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Listen,
Dope,
man.
Dope.
I don't want to.
Cheers to you, man. Thanks for hopping on the show.
Thank you guys so much.
And yeah, man, we're looking forward to seeing what you and your whole artist collective are going to be doing going forward.
We're everywhere.
This is you, Beer
That's
Today.
us, yeah.
Beer today,
What's your
Beer tomorrow.
beer tomorrow.
What's your story?
Oh,
Flip this
Oh,
what's
shit.
our story?
Oh, shit.
So we we were mostly largely it started with a bunch of dudes from Queens. We brought in this Brooklyn
What part of
motherfucker
Queens?
right here. This
Brooklyn?
fucking Brooklyn
Not
bastard.
the only one.
He's not the only one. No. We're a collective. So we're a collective of craft beer drinkers out of New York.
Oh yeah.
No, you look.
I don't like to advertise.
He gets
Try
that all
to
the
stay
time.
on the DL about
He looks
that.
like-
I'm sorry.
No. He's Brad. He's a Brad Pitt motherfucker.
He's not.
So
We don't fight club. We beer club here.
There we go.
There
We
you
beer
go.
club. We beer club. So beer today, beer tomorrow. We just like drinking beer, and
Yeah.
we like
And
drinking
talking
craft beer.
about
We like repping local craft beer, specifically downstate New York, if Queens predominantly, but Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten,
Island.
Long Island, Bronx.
Yeah.
And we like drinking good beer. If you got good beer, BTBT will be there.
Yeah, if you like to drink, you make good beer and you're good peoples.
That's it. And we
That's
get a
all you
little
need.
wild sometimes. So
Sometimes.
we get a little reckless at times, but
Known to get a little crazy from time to time.
there you go.
Well, the night is young, so
The night is young. We may test you gangster tonight. But I like this place. I see some dude over here painting some girl's ass. I mean, it's a good spot. Like it's a good spot right here. Props to homie over there. He's getting into it.
It's more thighs than ass. But
He was like, yo, I'm gonna
my
get.
next
He was like, yo, I'm getting thorough. I'm getting thorough right here. It's art. Shout out to Tupac
all day.
all day.
Tupac got motherfuckers paint bit.
There you go. Beer today, beer tomorrow. We got these artists. That's how we do.
All day.
All
Every day.
Every day. Perry, send us off. Give us some gangsta Pittsburgh shit.
Gangsta. We just lost Mac, man. It's still seriously Mac Miller. You gotta.
That's
learn.
true.
That's
Yeah.
still-
Peace,
that's
Mac
still-
Miller.
That's still a hard topic for
Yo,
Pittsburghers.
we lost two white rappers in 1 week. R.I.P. Mac Miller. R.I.P. MGK. We lost them both. Yeah, guys, listen. Thank you so much for hopping on the show. And like I said, man, you know, I'm sure we'll cross paths in the future.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Cheers.
All right, brother.
Cheers, brother.
Let's go.
What's going on? Beard today, beard tomorrow. Image Gallery, Bushwick, Brooklyn, celebrating Tupac, celebrating hip hop, art, and we got another special guest here today. Sir, please introduce yourself.
My name's Sal Gates, Framework Design Group. Glad to be here. And what's going on, everybody?
Where you from?
I'm from Brentwood, Long Island, and now I live in West Babylon, Long Island.
All right. Oh, that's far, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man, that's a trip for
Shit.
you today, huh?
Little trip.
I respect
Yeah,
it.
maybe
That's a
so.
trip. That's a trip.
Yeah. Dope spot.
know?
Dope everything, bro.
Yeah.
We got girls taking their
We
clothes off
got girls
everywhere.
taking their clothes off. We got alcohol. This is my kind of party.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. So now, what got you into art? Like, what are your passions, motivations? Tell us the audience about that.
I've been doing art all my life since I was a kid, and then I grew into one of the best graphic designers. I own one of the biggest printing and t-shirt company in Long Island. And when my boy Jay came back, he said, "Sal, you gotta get into the art." That piece that I have hanging here is my second piece I ever painted. You know
Wow.
what I mean? So now I'm really starting to get into it as an artist more. But you know, all my life I've been doing graphic design and printing kind of stuff. But now I want to start getting into the art and stuff.
So that was your second piece?
That's my second painting.
That's fucking
Right.
sick.
Yeah,
That
thanks,
shit is
bro.
dope as hell, man.
That is
Yeah,
pretty
you know?
sick. That is pretty
You know?
sick.
You know, having the graphic design though helped me out a little bit. Though,
Yeah?
You know what I mean?
So now, when you're outside of graphic design and you're creating these artistic pieces, what are you drawing on for inspiration? What's your motivation behind creating these pieces?
You know, I get inspiration from a lot of places, but one of my favorite things, if you notice the piece, there's faces on faces, and the reason why I started doing that is because you never see one person's true face. So I
Yeah.
started designing different faces and faces of that character or that time frame, you know? This is the first time I used actual paint. I usually do it with pen and ink. But I draw inspiration from a lot of places. When you design, I do different things and different customers and stuff, and that helps me out to, you know, and get inspired from a lot of different places, you know?
Right on, right on. And now, growing up, like, were you a fan of Pac? Were you into his music?
Listen, Pac and Biggie, this is our generation, man.
Hell
Yeah.
When
hell
I
yeah.
had I mean, I'm getting, you know, whatever this generation is, but Tupac, Biggie is our generation. Have a chance to do a piece with him is just unbelievable, because that's what it was. Storytelling, you know, all that, the lost art is gone, and to be able to commemorate him is just awesome, you know what I mean?
Yeah, hip hop changed a lot, right?
It
Changed
changed
a
too
lot.
much. It changed too much. It was an art form, and now I think
Right.
it's more about money type.
Like,
Right.
not to sound like an old dude, like, hip-hop's not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
I don't think it will ever even get close to what it used to be. But there's still some people out there that are still repping.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
think that Eminem just now with Kamikaze kind of
Yeah?
started bringing people back and letting them know that not only could I take your style, but I can show you how to do it.
And do it
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
There you go.
Yeah.
And he's an old cat. He's our generation.
Yeah,
So,
and plus he shit all over Machine Gun Kelly.
I mean,
Shit all over that
Here we go.
motherfucker.
you know what though? What I can't stand is why can't the generation admit it? You go online, they're saying, "Oh, it wasn't that good." Rewind and listen to what that
It's
man
because they're
said.
16.
Yeah.
They're 16 and they just don't get it. I'm not gonna take it away from Machine Gun Kelly. His disc, it wasn't bad.
Right.
You listen to it once, you got everything you need to get out of it. Like Eminem's disc Kill Shot, you got to listen to it like 2-3 times. The double entendres, how he played on everything this dude was saying and then shot back at him. It's crazy.
It's
like
crazy.
the word, and how he switched up his flow so many times. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know, when I
Crazy.
listened to the Machine Gun Kelly, I said it wasn't bad, but it wasn't enough.
Right.
I was like, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
But it wasn't enough.
Look,
you
it
know?
was the best shit he ever wrote.
yeah.
Yep.
You know? That was it.
He spent so much time working on that to try to come at him. And what did Eminem take? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Week and a
Oh,
half?
my God.
Yeah.
He just waited. Eminem just waited. He didn't. He probably had that ready to go for a minute, but
Yeah.
I think Machine Gun Kelly had that shit ready to go for a minute.
yeah, definitely. And it's funny how Machine Gun Kelly, even in there, comes back and also gives him props.
Yeah.
Like when you battle somebody, you battle.
there wouldn't be a Machine Gun Kelly if there wasn't Eminem. That's the whole thing. So Machine Gun Kelly's gotta respect Eminem because, and a lot of times you talk about hip hop. You know, hip hop is music for black people. Black people created hip hop, and then there's been some white dudes that came around that could spit, that were nice, but they were largely forgotten. There was the Everlast, there was the dudes like that, there was Milkbone, but then Eminem came around, and Eminem was a legitimate, like, this dude has bars. Yes. Like this dude's in the discussion with Pac, with Biggie, with Jay, like with Nas. Like, this dude is in that discussion, and I don't understand hip hop today. It's like when Eminem came up, it was hard for a dude like him to come up, and he came up because he was dope. And now you got like Machine Gun Kelly, and he wears like tight leather pants, and like I don't get it. Maybe I'm just an old dude. I just don't get it.
No. The biggest thing that I don't get is the lost art form of it. When you listen to Tupac right now, when you listen to these artists, they had something to say, and they put you in that mode.
Right.
Like you could actually feel what they were talking about.
They told a story, and you can envision the story that they were telling you.
Right. And now it's just there's no content to it. And I'm not just look. You want a good beat, you want this, I get it. But whatever happened to that art form, and that's why it's like, that's what when you criticize someone like Eminem, you better know what the fuck you're doing.
Right.
Like, you better know what you're doing, and that's why it's like, and I'm glad he came at him, but Eminem does not need to go do anything else.
No, that's it.
And I feel Eminem, even though that kill shot was dope, I feel like Eminem, he didn't have it full throttle. He was just like, 100%. In case you want to come back one more time, like, but there's nothing Machine Gun Kelly can do. Eminem just murdered this dude. But at the end of the day, listen, props to Machine Gun Kelly. He's the only guy that responded. He's got an album coming out this month. So, it's business. I respect that. But, I mean, there's nothing he could say. He got murdered. He got murdered by one of the legends in the game.
And you know what, though? If you're going to do it in the rap way, be respectful. Leave his daughter out of your mouth.
Right.
And keep it with rhymes and this and make it fun.
Right. Talk as much shit about him as you want.
He should have learned from Benzino and John and all that. I mean, he should have learned, man. He should have learned.
Come on. But that's what I'm saying. If you want to do it with the pen. Don't try to get to someone's family.
Right.
You know how he feels about
it.
And that's that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, that's a great point.
And shout out to the DJ. This is the best music we've heard here all night right now.
Yeah, he's killing it already.
He's killing it right now.
Loving it.
Definitely.
Yo, so where can everybody find you?
Well, my company has an Instagram, Framework Design Group. You can also go to my website and check out frameworkdesigngroup.com. If anybody needs anything, just say you got it from here. We'll take care of you. We do band wraps, large format printing, fully automatic t-shirt press, embroidery, but we're artists to the core. That's why we got a little bit of edge on other companies. So check us out, and
Hey, I got to talk to you about van rapping after this, by the way.
Let us know. We'll take care of you.
There you go.
Love what we do.
There you go. Brother, cheers.
Awesome.
Thanks for hopping on the show, man. Thanks for spending a few minutes
awesome job,
with us.
bro. You're killing it.
Man. Love your shit here, man.
Cheers.
Beer today, beer tomorrow. We got a special artist returning to the show. Sir, please introduce yourself.
My name is Tony Seeker. I'm an artist originally from Beirut, Lebanon, and I'm in Fort Lee, New Jersey.
And this is your second appearance on the Beer Today, Beer Tomorrow show. So happy to have you back. Tell us, how did you get involved in this show tonight?
Yeah, well, I was afraid I wouldn't have any new material for you, but given the topic of the party today, honoring Tupac, I thought it would be something out of my normal range of art.
Right.
So I challenged myself to think about what Tupac means in today's times, and I came up with a piece that I thought reflects some of what's happening in activism that Tupac will probably relate to today.
So now, you got this Pac event here tonight. You got a lot of people here, a lot of things going on. What's your favorite part, the tribute to Pac or the half-naked girls being painted currently behind you?
Well, I'm getting a little bit older, but...
You're not old. You're in here, man.
Thank you. I was very amused by watching what's going on outside, despite all of the brilliant activity and excitement inside. people were walking by and stopping and staring as if this was the old 42nd Street or something.
Right,
So
right.
I was really amused by that. But yeah, we're having a great time.
Kicking new flavor in the air. So now, what was your inspiration behind the pieces you have here today?
Well, Tupac's mother was a Black Panther activist,
Yeah.
and he was also an activist.
Right.
So I listened to some of his interviews, and there was something that really struck me. They asked him, "Are you angry?" And he said, "Yes, I'm angry." And they, "What are you angry about?" I said, "Well, my mother fought for equality, freedom, and justice, and she died not achieving it. And I'll probably die not achieving it, but we're laying tracks." And I think that's what all of us are doing. We're laying tracks. So that's the name of my piece, Laying Tracks.
Wow.
And so what I did, since we can't see this visually, I have Tupac written at the top of painted at the top of my painting, and I have a stream of blood trickling down from it, just to show the pain and suffering, and ultimately dying, fighting for what he believed in. And even though he was controversial, he fought for these things that we still fight for: justice, equality, freedom. And the lower part of my painting is much more celebratory, which is more in line with my style, abstract, very colorful painting. And that's more of a celebration. Embedded in the middle is the famous swoosh, which of course most recently is in support of people who are fighting for these freedoms now. And I thought that kind of tied what he fought for and what we're striving for today, and it brought him into today's times.
Wow. That's moving.
That is moving.
Yeah, definitely.
That is moving.
Thank you.
So, were you a fan of any of Tupac's music or his message?
Well, it's interesting because hip-hop isn't necessarily my go-to genre.
Sure.
Although I did like Eminem, some of Tupac.
Yeah.
Going back to the Beastie Boys. I mean, now I'm showing my age, right?
Yeah, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, right?
Tupac, the Beastie Boys. The line, "My mom took away my best porno mag." I mean, that doesn't make much sense to kids these days.
Right.
It might be
But
my
it makes
dad took
sense.
away my best porno URL or something. But I like some of that stuff. The thing is, it takes me outside of my normal area of interest, because as an abstract artist, I'm much more focused on emotion, energy, colors, not so much the written word. But it's really interesting for me to hear people that are really proficient in that genre, because it's complete opposite of what I do.
Right.
It's almost a mirror image.
It's funny because you may think you sort of stick out, but I feel like you're almost mandatory. You need to be here with this whole group that's out here right now. Like, you bring a whole different perspective. Art is a great unifier. It brings together the different genres, the different age groups, and if you are a talented artist, you have your place. It doesn't matter if you're young, you're old, and I feel like you should be here. I mean, we've seen you here in the past. You know what I mean? Like, you should. I love your shirt, by the way. That's dope.
Hot off the press, I was painting all day.
So there you go.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you in that, we're all a mosaic. We're all part of the same fabric. We look a little
Right.
bit different. We're a little bit
Those are good
different,
hops.
But it's what makes us more beautiful collectively. So to represent from all different parts of the world in different ways, that's
Right.
what art is all about, is to bring
Right.
us together in some way.
So can I ask you, are you ever going to get down on any of this body painting stuff? Pull some of these thick girls. You're gonna paint them. Like let us know.
Well, an artist likes to have a clean canvas
Yeah.
to work from. So I'm not opposed to any types of canvas. I embrace them all.
Yeah. I like to hear that.
I
have
painted bodies, particularly for yoga.
Right.
There's what they call sloga.
So I mean, your perspective is if they're willing to take it, you'll give it. I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. So now, if people want to learn more about what you do, what's the best way to find out about you, the artist, your vibe, your philosophy? Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, let me get the commercial out of the way. So if
Just
you Google,
do it. This is your time.
if you Google Tony Seeker artist, Seeker Seker, you'll find me on Instagram. I have a webpage, and it'll show you, it'll give you a lot more information about my background, my philosophy, and that sort of thing. Also, I have a solo show coming up in November in Piermont, New York, at the Piermont Flywheel Gallery, from November 1st to the 17th. And it's a show that I titled Wish. So you can learn more about that. I'll be posting something soon to announce that. As far as my philosophy goes, because I use abstract art, a lot of what I'm trying to shoot for my audience is to have them feel their emotions. You know, I may be repeating myself, but just like in song, you have a script of what the artist is trying to express.
Right.
And this is what I was referring to earlier. It's kind of the flip side of what I do.
Yeah.
I'm using color and maybe just the title
You tap into that.
of my painting to communicate an idea or to spark a thought. But really, with abstract, just like with instrumental music, it's really up to you and your interpretation. What I hope for is for people to come away from it and say, hey, there's something that we kind of see together in this painting. And it's colorful, it's joyous in most cases, and it's celebratory. So as humans, that's what we can collectively feel something together emotionally. That's the highest point of living I think we can achieve.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. That was great.
And that was wonderful. And if people want to hear more about you, where can they go to find out more about you? Website, social media. Drop that shit on us.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, website. Again, just Google Tony Seeker,
Right.
Seker, artist, and you'll find more about me.
Awesome.
Cheers to you, my
Thank
friend.
you for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you again for making your
See you
second
next year,
appearance
maybe.
on the
Come
Beer
visit me.
Today, Beer Tomorrow show. We love it.
Thank you.
And are you based out of Jersey? So if you're ever painting naked girls in Jersey, call us. We're there. We'll do the show with
Maybe
you.
happening soon.
Listen, we'll do the show with you. We'll talk about it. You'll get into your motivation, and we'll bring the beer. Most importantly, thank you so much for hopping on the show. We love you. We love your art.
Until
Legitimate
next time.
dope artist, and he's getting down. Nothing but love for him. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.